Hi, welcome to Nona's Here. I'm Nona. That lady in the pink hat, that's Nona. That's me. The reason why I'm appearing in a picture today is because Grumpy Grandpa and I are in Texas on a babysitting assignment for our 2-year-old granddaughter. But I was doing a lot of crafting before we left because I really wanted to join in for this Recreation Inspiration Open Challenge, where anything goes. That's my kind of challenge. I want to thank our host, Amanda, from 6 Kids in a Glue Gun, Charlene from Crafty Art Shack, and Tasha from Sunflower Tasha DIYs. I'll be sure and include their channel links down below in the description box. And don't forget to check out the main playlist of all the creators who are joining in this open challenge today. All of my ideas are from my Pinterest idea folder. As I go through Pinterest and I find things that I would like to try, I keep them in an idea folder. And that's where I got the ideas for these recreation inspiration crafts. So, let's get over to my craft table and I will show you my crafts. I did 3 from my idea folder from Pinterest. Thanks so much for watching. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing so today. Hit that subscribe button, the bell, so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. I'd love it if you'd make a comment, share my video, and if you like it, please think about giving me a thumbs up like. All right, enough chatting. Let's get over to my craft table. DIY number 1. Now this one the crafter did in farmhouse style. She had used a jar very similar to this vase that I have. Same kind of pattern. I used these purple Gerber daisies with the yellow insides, and I had this big clip-on daisy. I had used some yellow maize chalk paint, and the crafter had painted her vase a solid white, but I just wanted to use kind of a tint of yellow. So I put the yellow paint on it, and then I rubbed it off with a paper towel, and I even dampened my paper towel so that the yellow paint kind of just stuck to the indentations of the vase. And then there's the styrofoam. I stuck it in. I was going to show you how I did it, except it stuck in there so good I couldn't get it back out. So that was a styrofoam that was in there. And then I took the Gerber daisies, and I only had a couple left on like 2 stems, so I used those, and I just pushed them down into the styrofoam and made a little arrangement. And then I took the big daisy that had a clip on the back of it, and I clipped it onto the edge of the vase, and I hot glued it, the clip, onto the edge of the vase so it wouldn't fall off or move around. And then I just pulled the petals, the petals down around the hot glue so you wouldn't see it. I'm trying to show you how I hot glued it down there. And that was how I created my vase with yellow and purple Gerber daisies that had yellow inside. And there it is, all finished. Then I went on to DIY number 2. Now this one, we've all seen where they use the wooden cutting boards. Well, I didn't have a wooden cutting board, so I used this plastic one that I had gotten on Temu for 19 cents. And again, the crafter did more of a farmhouse style, and she used burlap as a pocket on her wooden cutting board and had put greenery inside the pocket. It looked really nice. But I didn't have any burlap, so I got in my fabric bag, and at the bottom of the fabric bag was this beautiful butterfly fabric that I had. I'd forgotten all about it, that I had gotten at Dollar Tree. And I had a lot of butterflies. I don't know, I guess I thought, see, there's the pretty butterfly fabric. So that sent me in a whole different direction from using greenery. So having the butterfly fabric, I decided to use butterflies. And I had all these butterflies that I had bought from Dollar Tree. I guess I thought Dollar Tree was going to stop selling butterflies. And I had bought a whole load of butterflies. So I took the fabric and I made myself a pocket to go over the cutting board, and I doubled the fabric because the fabric was pretty lightweight. So I cut out a pocket and doubling the fabric, and I was going to use that school glue that I showed you, but now the fabric was pretty heavy being doubled over, so I hot glued it to the cutting board, which was just plastic, and made a pocket. And I cut the corners so that they would be real nice and tight. I'm just showing you how I had sliced the corners off there at an angle so that the corners would turn really nicely. Then I took those stems from those Gerberal daisies that I had used in the first DIY, and I glued them on the back of the butterflies to make them look like they were flying through the air. The butterflies were 3D. There was a little pink piece of foam between their wings and then a little pink piece of foam there on the back. So the butterfly wings were 3D. So I put some hot glue on the bottom of the stems and glued them into the pockets onto the plastic cutting board and then onto the back of each butterfly and positioned them into the pockets so that they would look like they were flying. And there is the finished cutting board with the butterflies and that beautiful butterfly fabric. DIY number 3. Okay, this crafter had used a beautiful, long, ornate picture frame, which I didn't have one. But I did have this triangular picture frame, and she had used succulents, and I'm going to use succulents. And I'm going to paint it with this blue paint. And since I didn't have a beautiful ornate picture frame, I'm going to use this cotton lace, again, that I had gotten through Temu, and the frame I had gotten from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to paint the inside and the outside of the frame with this pretty blue chalk paint. And then I'm going to take moss and I'm going to hot glue it to the inside of the picture frame so it has a background. And then after I get done hot gluing all the moss to the bottom of the frame, I am going to take hairspray and I'm going to hairspray the moss so that it doesn't shed. I had seen this before on other crafters do it, and I've done it before when I used moss on a wreath, which can be really messy. And if you've used moss before, you know it can really, really shed. And so if you spray it with hairspray, any kind of hairspray, cheap hairspray, it will help it to keep from shedding. So there's my moss. It's all covered the entire inside of the picture frame. So I'm going to give it a good spray with some hairspray. And it hasn't shed. I've had it hanging up and it doesn't shed. So now I've removed my succulents from the stem. And I've cut off the little nubs. And I'm going to hot glue them onto the moss inside the frame. And it's funny, the succulents come out of the stem different ways. Some of them have long little nubs on the ends and some of them are real short. So I just cut them off so that they would fit into the picture frame, and I hot glued them in. Then I took this cotton lace and I glued it around the entire outside of the picture frame, since I didn't have a pretty ornate picture frame. And there I did use my school glue, and that was really the best thing to do because I didn't want hot glue all over the place, and the white school glue dries without, you can't see it. And that worked perfect. So I just wrapped it all the way around and then slightly overlapped it when it met on the other side. And then, of course, I made a hanger using some jute cord for the back so I could hang it up. Now, I did take 2 of the succulents and pull them apart because I couldn't fit a whole succulent in one of the places. So I just took 2 succulents and pulled them apart and put in 2 half succulents, if that makes any sense, so that I would fill in all the moss. That's where I used the jute cord to make hot glue on the back to make a hanger right there. And there it is. That shows you the side view where I have the cotton lace glued on, and now that's the entire picture. And that's the end of my recreation inspiration video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and thank you to our host for allowing me to join in. I hope to see you all again very soon at Nona's Here. Bye!